competing in the rally and doing pretty well as well. Northwest farmer Vickers van Deventer, he now has a hat-trick of stage wins with his win yesterday in the Gulwaz Blonde sponsored Yamaha Banshee quad. He dominates that experimental class there. Also in the mass production car class, the T1 class, it's Neil Woodridge and his co-driver Kenny Scholthammer who took their second consecutive placing there. They racing their Repro Gel Pittsburgh sponsored Pajero Evolution, and that's for the Sonatu team. So they're doing pretty well there. They're also in second place overall. And then Alfie Cox, who had such a great year last year, he's also retains his third place with his fifth placing yesterday. That's on his Gulwaz Blonde KTM, and that was yesterday's stage from Tantan in Morocco through to Bermachrin in Mauritania. So the South African is doing pretty well in the Grenada to Dakar rally thus far. We also have our competition. Let's quickly go and have a look at the details.
Starts on the Dakar this year, and ahead of them, the longest special of all, a day in the dunes ahead. Johan Roma, broken clavicle, damaged arm, out. And a day of mixed fortunes, as always, Shinazuka and Jutta Kleinschmidt on top of the world. And we just take a moment to look back at stage 4 from Tantan to Via Mogrian. It was a 451-kilometre special and plenty of trouble for the drivers after the day in the desert of stones. Well, if you thought that was bad, this was to prove just as bad. Said so often before, it's not just about the big names. Other drivers as well taking parts. They won't win any laurel wreaths, but they're just as heroic. Yes, Sven Kvant, helped out by Louis Ricard. And boy, did he need help. The Mitsubishi, cracked radiator, and the engine had overheated. The oil was bubbling out, quite literally. And he thought he'd damaged his engine as well. Thankfully, the Mitsubishi is a strong old beast. And thanks to the help of the Mercedes truck, Sven Kvant able to continue.
Smell the oil. Yeah, because when the water goes out, the oil comes to high temperature. You know? I think we need to wait 5 minutes, but I think the engine is not broken, Okay? Wait 5 minutes.
And so it proved. Sven Kvant on his way. He won't be on the winner's podium. He's a hero nonetheless. As is Mr. Louis Ricard, who helped him out. And so to today, Via Mogrian to Atar, 624 kilometres of special stage, the longest of the Dakar. Hell on earth. maintain a good rhythm and pick his way through the crowd. Alfie Cox also did well. The South African pushing, as he always does, very hard indeed. Not too hard, just off the pace, and that's exactly where he wants to start tomorrow. Nobody wanting to lead the bikes off. Playing catch-up is a simpler game. You've got tracks to follow. You may say that's unfair, but that's the Dakar.
No, today we've had a very good day. I had to plan a bit of a strategy because Gallardo is 3 minutes ahead of me and Sainz is 2 minutes ahead on overall. So I had to let them come in first today with me a few seconds behind, like I've done now. So tomorrow, if I can catch them, I've got them the 2 and 3 minutes, and it's possible that I could lead overall tomorrow. So I've had to do a small thinking, and it's worked out, but I needed one more place in between me and Gallardo. So tomorrow, possibly only make 2 minutes up on them, but 2 minutes is okay. Then I'm within striking distance, and hopefully tomorrow, the next day, I can have a good day.
And I'm sure you will, Alfie. One of the real characters. A decent link on the Dakar.
Good.
Well, as with the bikes, it was a mass start for the cars as well. Not quite everyone all together. The pictures speak for themselves. The race for the horizon. On early. And as you can see, that slung back rear engine of the Schlesser buggy paying dividends like a Porsche 911. It just sped up. So a mass start, at least for the first few kilometres. Schlesser disappearing with this race before the eyes of everyone else. There's Jean-Louis having a great time. Got himself into difficulties later, but sorted them out sharpish, thank goodness. Yes, Fontenay, so much trouble yesterday. Thankfully happier for him today.
Mais on peut pas être, ça peut pas être plus précis. On roule à fond depuis le départ. On est à
And on board.
tours, ça doit faire du 150-155 km/h.
With Thierry Delaver in the Nissan.
Ça va.
Yes, thankfully Hiroshi Masuoka also deigning to take a camera for us today. Our gleeful thanks to them.
500 mètres droite.
Yeah, the Nissans making a great show of themselves in this Dakar, not allowing Mitsubishi to take too many of the plaudits. And it doesn't matter how good you are, everyone could get into trouble, as you can see. Yeah, Matsuoka with a puncture. Schlesser with his own troubles as well. A difficult terrain, to say the very least. They said it was all going to be navigation problems, but in the end, punctures played their part yet again. Jutta Kleinschmidt was to have 3 on the day. Having escaped, of course, having any punctures when everyone else was getting them, putting at top of the pile. Ploughing their way through the dunes, Jean-Louis Schlesser. And Jose Maria Servia as well on the other buggy, doing very well. Miguel Prieto stuck at that point, but he was to get himself out. No help from those overtaking, like Kenji Shinazuka. Yes, where others were sticking, Shinazuka was making mincemeat of the dunes. Yes, a great day for number 202, Kenji Shinazuka, leading them in.
A very, very difficult stage, and also very, very dangerous, because if speed is too high, easy to run. So very, very difficult stage. But we are lucky. So we are happy.
Yes, happy indeed. And indeed, Shinazuka up to 4th in the ranking. Second place, Mitsubishi behind Jutta Kleinschmidt. More on her in a moment. Josemaria Servia in the Schlessermobile played his role today, helping out his mate, man who built his car. Oi, come back, he says. Give us a hand. Well, thankfully he did, and Schlesser himself got back on track. Yes, Jutta Kleinschmidt, 3 punctures today. She danced her way through the desert of stones. She said the trick not to go sideways too often. I wonder what went wrong today. Apparently the team chief was worried that she wouldn't have the physical strength to change the wheels as quickly as the men. Absolute nonsense. 3 changes, her and Tina Turner, the original, sitting next to her. And they were motoring for the line, as were just about everyone else who was still going. Miguel Prieto, good enough for second on the day, 14 minutes and 54 seconds off the pace set by Shinazuka. And Jutta Kleinschmidt enough for 3rd place, which keeps her at the top overall. She said it's long and hard today. Those 3 flat tyres she's speaking of. Servia and Schlesser, she said, she saw them stuck, and she thought that's fortunate for me. Servia just helping out Schlesser, as we've seen. She said she lost time, but she's still the leader. And of course, absolutely delighted. Kleinschmidt's finish time, 6.5 hours, just over. And it leaves her 10 minutes and 13 seconds clear of Servia. Very pleased she is. Oh, her smile brightening. A dangerous day for a lot of competitors. The Schlessermobiles coming in 4 and 5. Jean-Louis, the boss, leading men.
Difficile parce qu'on a cassé un tuyau de
As he said, our reflation system went down,
donc on s'est arrêté.
So we had to pump the tyres up by hand, which was really difficult, arduous, and he's not as young as he might be.
Après on a une crevaison, mais je pouvais pas m'en
So he lost 25 minutes today.
J'ai pris un silex qui a coupé le pneu au milieu, sur la bande de roulement.
That's the way it goes.
Et puis après on s'est posé parce que j'avais pas les pressions suffisamment basses. Mais on n'est pas resté trop longtemps, donc on a perdu quand même.
Yeah, what else could he do on the day? 11 minutes and 59 seconds off Kleinschmidt. Jean-Louis. Josemaria Servia is in 2nd place, as we've said, just over 10 minutes off the pace. Well, the cars, as always, mixing it with the bikes who were trailing. And the Nissan of Thierry Delavin. The top place Nissan today, finishing 6th. Hiroshi Matsuoka finishing 7th. Dig out time for so many in the dunes. The soft stuff getting the better of so many in the field. Doesn't matter how classy a driver you are. If you just have the bad luck to take a wrong line, you're into the soft stuff and you're not going to get out. That's how the results of the longest special. This is how they sorted themselves out after the day in the dunes. Everything else is shorter than today, special-wise, and they'll all be mightily pleased about that, I can tell you. Well, a mass start for the trucks as well, even bigger and perhaps more dramatic, causing a sandstone enough to be registered on the weather forecast. Yes, the Goliaths racing a parallel course, so of course they can help out wherever possible. Wind a little lighter today, thankfully. Mauritania, warm with a light breeze. If you're in winter climes, I can tell you it's lovely. Yes, the Kamaz of Kabirov doing well at the moment, as is the Tatra of Lopre. The Kamaz in the top 5. The other Russian vehicle, Moskovskik, at the helm. And so to tomorrow, stage 6 of the Dakar. It's from Attah to Tajika, still in Mauritania. The special, it's not short, 458 kilometers, more drama. We'll see you then.